I just wanted to jump in here real quick and say that this is a month later. I also added a second part to this video, like of a month later update. It'll make sense. Just keep watching, but you gotta watch to the end for it all to make sense. Well, this is a video that I didn't really plan on making, but I feel like it's something that I have to do right now for like my future self. This year has been honestly probably one of the hardest years that I've been through recently. From how great 2023 and 2024 were, going into 2025, I kind of expected it to just go up and up and up and be even better because I figure you make all this progress in life, you need to be rewarded, and I thought this year was going to be the reward for that. But here we are in the middle of November, and this year has definitely been a rough one. That's not to say that I'm not thankful for it, because I know that I have to have times like this to appreciate when times are good. I started the year trying to pivot myself into a new business, and that completely went down the gutter. I just wasted a couple $1,000, halfway shut down my other business, and was left in a kind of shitty predicament. Not to say it was the worst though, because it gets worse than that. But that felt like the end of the world at the time because I was so attached to everything that I had done so far. And then very quickly after that, I got hit with like a $20,000 tax bill. That wasn't fun. I had to pay that. That was a lot of my savings, of course, because it's $20,000. And then pretty quickly after I learned that my tax bill was going to be that high, I learned that my grandma was sick. And then she pretty quickly, a month after, passed away, which was extremely hard on me and obviously my whole family. And my mother, who's very close with my grandma, and my mother dealing with a lot of health and mental health things on her own, and me trying to just keep everything together. But yeah, I spent the rest of the year just like being confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It's like I built up this whole thing that I've done for years now that I just wanted to be done with. It was almost like I felt like I deserved to be done with it. I deserved to get something new, and I deserved for whatever new I was doing to just work and me to be good at whatever I was doing, which isn't just going to happen like that. If you're going back to the original business I started, it never really came back to what it was. So I've been consistent. I basically consistently lost money this whole year, but I mean, anybody who runs a business will tell you that some years that happens. I've come to terms in learning to deal with that kind of thing at this point. I really think that I was just starting to get over that. I started 2 new businesses with other people. I've been working on those alongside of the main business that I've had for years, and I'm kind of finally seeing how I can make all that work and actually transition myself into other things while not completely losing everything that I've built. I finally moved out on my own. I'm 21. It's not that I couldn't move out on my own. I finally decided, after a lot of things going on with that situation, that it was time for me to get out on my own. And it hasn't even been 2 weeks of that yet. I have the least amount of money in my bank account that I've had since almost high school. My relationship of almost a year and a half ended out of nowhere a week after I moved in here. So everything else that I was feeling before this, it's like I'm getting a constant punch. It's like, oh, the business is failing. Oh, I'm starting other businesses that are actually starting to do good. I'm doing good at maintaining all of them together. Some stuff happens with my mom and her health. I got to deal with that. Okay, start dealing with that. I said, okay, it's time for me to get out on my own. I get out on my own. It's really lonely. It really is. I can't lie. I thought I was just going to sit here and work 12 hours a day. That hasn't been the case yet. I do work a lot still, but it gets very lonely and depressing. I lost a lot this year, but thankfully I didn't lose myself. And that's the one thing that I was worried about losing through all of this. Well, it's still hard. I can't say I'm happy right now. I'm definitely not happy right now, but I'm hopeful for the future and what it holds in store. All I ever really wanted to do was make my parents proud of me, make my grandparents proud of me, and I lost one of them this year. My mom with a lot of health problems and stuff like that. It just gets scary to know that time never stops. Time doesn't stop for anyone, and life is not fair. definitely one of the most unfair things I've ever experienced. The most unfair thing I've ever experienced, and it's all I've ever experienced. Because it could seem like everything's going right for once, everything's going right, and then boom, you get hit with something. And this year, it was one thing after another for me. Starting with my grandma passing away, my tax bill, businesses just failing, and in between all of those, it was starting to look better. Just like when I moved in here. I was fine, I was happy after everything that's happened this year. I can take the time to focus on everything I need to. I'm going to be happy here. And then boom, relationship of a year and a half is just over, never to be spoken to again. And I'm sure anybody who's even somewhat close to my shoes has felt what I have felt this year before. And it really sucks. The things that I felt this year kind of suck, but like I said, I can't say I'm happy, but I'm hopeful. I know that there's a plan for me. I know that it's way bigger than anything that I can feel or even see right now. And I hope that I can look back on this video and just laugh. That's really the only reason I'm making it. I hope that someone else can kind of relate to the feeling that I'm feeling right now, but this video is for me in the future, to hopefully look back on, be able to say that I'm not here anymore. I'm so far removed from feeling like this, and my life looks completely different. There's so many things that I want to do in life. The main thing that I've always wanted to do is this. I've always wanted to just sit here and make content, make videos, stream, do all that stuff. I want to run my businesses. I'm going to go harder than ever with those things than I ever have before this year. I really have no other choice. My bills are higher than they've ever been. My bank account's lower than it's ever been. I really have nothing to lose at this point. Anything that I was scared of losing is pretty much gone. There's really nothing else to lose for me at this point, which means that I only have things to gain, which is the bright side of it. And I mean, the only way that I really fail is if I give up. And I'm never gonna give up. Whether it's the business, whether it's doing this, I'm never gonna give up. I'm gonna do it until it works. And I could be at 0, and I still haven't failed because I'm never going to give up. So this is kind of just a message to myself that all my businesses, the content, everybody's social medias who I run, I'm going to go harder than ever with this year. But yeah, hopefully I know I'm going to see a completely different version of myself on November 16th, 2026. And I've told myself this before a million times, but I actually have seen completely different versions of myself. The version of myself that went from 2022 to 2023 were completely different. The version of myself that went from 2023 to 2024 were different, and not really in a great way. But I learned a lot. And no, not 2020. It was 2024 to 2025 that wasn't really in a great way. I will say, me individually, maybe not business-wise, maybe not a lot of things-wise, but me individually, emotionally, I've learned a lot more than this year than I ever have before. And I'm going to make sure that I carry myself into being the person that I know I can be. And it's really not even about the money at this point. It's more just about proving it to myself that I can do everything that I've said I was going to do, everything that I wanted to do. It's not about a dollar amount. It's not about anything like that. This isn't even just for me. This is for my family. This is for my friends. Everything that I'm going to do, it's for all of them. And I know that this is the turning point. This is what I needed because, like I said, I have nothing to lose now. 2025, I was so scared of losing everything that I lost it. Everyone else's timing is not my timing. This is all on my own accord. If it was my choice, I would have gotten to where I wanted to be when I was 18, 19, but I'm going to be 22 in 2026. And, it could take me till I'm 27. It could take me till I'm 30. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to quit until I'm where I want to be in life and who I want to be in life. And I know that I'm not that or there yet. Putting my trust in myself to grind and work my ass off this year and have fun doing it. Putting my trust in God to lead me down the correct path that I need to get where I know that I can be and I know that I should be in life. I hope that this helps someone, but more so, I hope that this sees me in the future. If you're watching this back and you did do it, I'm very proud of you because this year has been rough. This year has been hard, and I'm sure it's not going to get easy sooner. I'm not saying that it's going to turn into 2026 and things are just going to get easier. I'm sure I'll listen to me saying that and just laugh because they don't, but things don't get easier. I get harder. It has been exactly 1 month. It's December 16th. It has been exactly 1 month since I made the first part of this video. Let's get off that sad, soppy note and let's get to the money. As you can see, it has literally been, it hasn't been a full 4 weeks since that day, apparently, according to this. As you can see, it's the 18th. Literally since that day, generated over 13K. And that's just in online sales too. If you don't know, full-time business is reselling. As you can see, Depop, Poshmark, eBay. I literally moved into this apartment probably less than a week before I recorded that part. I moved into this apartment on the 9th, so I believe it was exactly a week before I recorded that part. And when I originally planned to move in here, I planned to move in here for the reason that I needed to get back to it. I needed to get back focusing on work, because if I go here and I click the last 3 months, I've only generated 20,000 in the last 3 months, and 13,000, or I've generated almost 24,000, but 13,000 of that was just this past month. So obviously I wasn't doing things to the best of my abilities. I explained a lot of that in the first part of this, but everything that happened in that week that really pushed me to the point where I was like, I really have no other choice but to go all in again. And literally in the next 4 weeks, I generated like 13K, 11.4K profit after app fees and all that, and this being like 80% plus profit. Like, it's literally that quick. I locked into everything again and it just turned around in an instant. I'm really just proud of myself. I wanted to put this in because I was rewatching the first part of this because I was like, okay, I'm finally gonna actually put it out. And then I realized it had been exactly a month since the first one, and that this happened in that last month. It's just really crazy to me because I was at such a low point. Honestly, for the past year, I felt like I really couldn't even do this again. Although I've been reselling for so long and it's not ideally what I want to do, but I was so down on myself that I really felt like that this was too far out of reach for me. I couldn't do this. And in literally 30 days, I did it again. I really don't care that I hit this again. It's really just proving to myself that I can get back to where I was, because I've been so mad at myself for the past month, 2 months, for the fact that I was looking at other people online doing a little bit better than I was previously doing in other things, and being so like envious of that I felt I needed to give up everything I was doing to go do more, when in all reality I have everything I need. I just need to make more of it. And yeah, the next goal is to make this amount in 1 week. Then the goal after that is 100K in a month. And you know, I'm super confident in myself that I can do that, even if it isn't through reselling. But the fact that I can do this again in 4 weeks, I hope it shows somebody out there that feels how I felt in the first half of this, that it's not going to be like that. Even if you weren't at this point before and you just need to get back to it and you're trying to do it all from scratch, bro, it's possible. And I know this isn't like this, I'm not showing crazy numbers. This isn't an insane amount of money. But bro, I'm 21. 2, 3, 4 months ago, I was barely doing 3K a month, 4K a month, and I literally tripled that in 30 days. Yes, the holidays helped it. Yes, it's probably going to slow down a little bit, but just proving to myself that I can get back to this, and knowing that I'm going to get so much farther than this, it makes me feel good that I recorded the first part of this, and then now I can just show it 30 days later. I've never been the type to like rely on New Year's resolutions and things like that, and I'm not going to be now. I just know that this coming year is going to bring the successes that I was hoping 2025 would bring, because I have so much of a different mindset. I have so many more reasons. I have so much less things physically holding me back. Like, my overhead's a lot more. It costs me a lot more to live. I got more people relying on me. But physically, I have so many less things holding me back from getting to where I need to be this year. And honestly, I believed in myself for so long. If anything, it feels like the delusion just wore off a little bit for 2025, but the delusion is back in full effect. And going through what I went through the last month, and it's not like I'm completely over everything that I've went through, you know, it's just, you know, me as a person, I know that nothing lasts forever. This isn't going to last forever. Nothing's going to last forever. So I just got to keep it pushing. The only thing that matters is right now in the future. Like, I could pull up my numbers from a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I was doing more than this. This was my average for every month. But like, quite literally, that doesn't matter. None of that that matters. All that matters is what's going on right this second. It just literally makes me so happy. It just literally makes me so happy that I can sit here and say that I turned shit around this quick in 4 weeks. And I'm not saying that it's just gonna be an uptrend like this. It's not. It's probably gonna look somewhat like this again, but that's completely okay. Like, you can even see on the sales chart, bro. Not even every, I made 30, hold on. I literally made $32 this day. I made $32 and the next day made $39. Quite literally never in life is progress gonna look like this. It's just never gonna look like that. Trust the process. Work hard. I've been going to the fucking gym. My little scrawny ass. I need to get delusional with believing in myself again, because being delusional is the only thing that's ever led me to getting somewhere. I see other people and I talk to people that I know have even more potential than me, and they just don't have the delusional self-belief in themselves that I have. And you quite literally need this delusion. I'm fully convinced if you do not have a delusion in yourself, you are not going to be successful. And this is not successful. By no means do I mean this is successful at all. But don't be surprised when I pop on the video and it's 10x this, because then that's when the delusions really start to pay off. Which is not like they're not paying off now, but this is nowhere near where I want to be. And anybody in life that I've ran into that's gone, that's the main thing that's been like, I wouldn't want to say like eating at me, but it's the most recent thing that happened to me that made me like, okay, I need to lock the fuck back in. Because it really makes me look at somebody and go, wow, like, you didn't believe in me like I believe in me. Like, I have friends that I believe in so much that I would never in a million years quit talking to them, because I have a belief in them and I know what they can do, and why would I not want to be around somebody like that? And it's just, I kind of look at it the same way. If somebody doesn't want to be around me, then it's like, okay, you didn't have that belief in me, and it's like, I need to now show you. And maybe that's not the best way to look at it, because I also know that I need to show myself, but it's more like just like the spark of it. And I know there's a lot of people that are gonna know what I mean by that. I'm done yapping. I didn't even expect to make another part to this video, especially so soon. I also didn't expect to not put it out for a month, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I can come back pretty much exactly 30 days later and show you guys all it takes is actually putting in the work, working your ass off, and actually caring. Because I also didn't really care about this before that, but like, I care now. Maybe there will be another new video soon. I don't know. Watch my streams though. I stream sometimes. There's nothing to do with any of this. We just fucking dick around and stuff. But yeah, go watch the streams. I'll put the link in the description.